Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Today we're going to take a look at Crystal Saga, and this is a free-to-play, browser-based MMORPG with that kind of isometric feel and very anime-style graphics. So we're in the character creation. I've already created my account. Let's go ahead and give my character a name. And there's our nice female name. Now as you can see here, we've got 5 different classes to choose from, and each one comes with their own description. Pretty much stuff you're going to recognize. Knight, which is your tank and melee DPS. Then you've got a rogue, which is stealth and also melee DPS. And then you've got a priest, which is a healer, support class. So basically healing your characters and also casting different buffs. You've got a ranger, which is control and range DPS. And then we've got a mage, which is magic DPS and AoE, which AoE always sounds good. Now I definitely think the game developers did a really good job with all these little female avatars, but let's go ahead and run through the male counterparts. So as you can see, you've got male and female, and then you can kind of choose which avatar you're going to have in your kind of upper left hand corner. So let's take a look at each of these for the male side real quick before we choose exactly who we're going to use. And there we go. I actually think I'm going to go ahead and go with a knight. We'll go on the female side, and that's pretty much all of the character creation. So we don't have a lot of options here, but it is kind of a more simple type of game. So think kind of, I'm trying to think of some games that would kind of remind me of this, but we'll go jump in there and then you guys can see, and then you can kind of look for yourself and see exactly what I'm talking about. So we got a couple of loading screens here. It's all loading up, and there we go. So we're in. Welcome to Crystal Saga. Get ready to explore a vibrant world of Videl. So let's hit next, and of course we've got our little symbolism for questing and stuff like that. Next, so let's go find our first quest, and then of course we've got some different stuff jumping up. I need to get away from these NPCs though, because they're just dropping all these bombs on each other. Looks like they're just PvP fighting each other. So we've got a bunch of different sales going on. Now one thing to note is the game does have a ton of servers already. The game has well over 30 servers that you can pick and choose from, and all ranging from different PvE to PvP depending upon your playstyle and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and continue. We're going to blow through these quests real quick. Complete and continue. And now we need new journey. It's cool, we do have our little visit Claude, the weapon vendor, and turn into blah, blah, blah. So we can go ahead and click on the NPC's name, and as you can see, my character's cruising over that way. So let's continue to process through these quests and pick up this new one, because I really want to get away from these two NPCs that are fighting each other and causing a lot of noise. So there we go. But as you can see, we can move around with point and click. There is no WASD move around, so it's basically just a point and click game in an isometric kind of 2.5D dimension as far as that's concerned. So as you can see, we need to go into our backpack. Let's hit B and go ahead and equip that with a double click, and boom, there we go. We can click on Claude, run back to him. We've got our gigantic sword equipped. Go ahead and continue, equip that. We leveled up. Visit M, the potions vendor. Let's go ahead and close our inventory and start cruising off in that direction and hopefully get away from these two guys. Let's see if there's a menu here that I can turn some of these things down a little bit. Let's actually get through this. Continue. Click quest. Yep. I'm gonna do what you need. Oh, and we're gonna get some potions. So, oh, and it looks like we've got a little claim reward here. Let's go ahead and claim that. What did we get? We got a chipped gem coupon. So let's go to our backpack and see what that's all about. Chipped gem coupon. Maybe exchange at the Event Fast Master Starglade for 1 chipped gem. So we'll have to go ahead and take a look and see what that does. Let's see, where can we find our menu? We've got shop. We've got all kinds of different stuff here, but I can't seem to, we got free crystals. We've got, looks like our money store, the dragon hunt. So we've got everything but a menu to be able to turn down our volume. What are all these? Let's see, show and hide players. Nope, we don't want to do that. Server time, show and hide effects, world tracking, map. Well, either way, we're a little ways away from those guys, so we can start cruising around. So click here to open your inventory, and we've got a little minor healing potion, and I think we need to let's see, use the minor healing potion to restore your hit points to full. So double click on that. There we go. So as you can see, the game's giving us all the basics of how to run around and do exactly what it wants us to do. And let's get our new potions leveled up again. Visit the armor vendor. So do we actually get that? There we go. So we can cruise off in this direction. Now I did choose a server that wasn't very well populated on purpose, because I didn't necessarily want to have a situation where I had all these people around. You couldn't really see what was going on. I wanted to give you guys a good feel. But if you go to a lot of the other servers, they're very well populated. So this is probably I believe it's one of the first servers that I jumped into. So a lot of the players, and one thing that happens a lot in browser-based games is players gravitate towards the newer servers all the time, whether they be new players or mid-level players. So some of the older servers, because, you know, when they're constantly opening new ones, which I think is a little bit of a mistake when they open them too quickly. But unfortunately, you know, for browser-based games, they can't necessarily handle as much as a client. So they open them too quickly, and then they end up with kind of cannibalizing their player base. So as you can see, there's not a lot of people running around, but if you jump into one of the newer servers, you will see a lot of people. There's even one server that considers itself hot, so it has so many people in there. So let's go ahead and get our first set of armor. So there we go, we've got it. Let's open up our bag and let's equip that. And there we go, nice and equipped. And we can go back to the armor vendor and turn this in. Continue, complete that quest, continue. All right, visit the mayor. So, and then we got a little wool clothing, so we need to visit the mayor and possibly turn in. But there we go, there is another player, and you can see they've got wings. So you do have a little wings option, so you can find the required materials and then actually create wings. And as you can see, you end up with little wings on your character from this guy, and he's got his little pet running behind him, because this game does have pets. So we're going to run through actually the user interface stuff real quick. We can see our character, and we can see we get 6 points that we can assign. Now we are a knight, so we definitely want health and strength. So let's put a couple points into strength, and then we'll pour a bunch into endurance and hit OK. Now I do know that probably, I'm guessing around 10, I don't know exactly which level, but you do get a skill point reset, so later on you will be able to reset your skill points and reassign them. But what was cool is you just saw that guy running by on his little scorpion type thing. So let's continue to go through this. We can claim another item, and we got a weapon cache shard times 3. So let's go see what that does. So let's close that out first. So collect 10 weapon cache shards and double click to receive a weapons cache. Well, that's kind of cool. So basically you get kind of rewarded with different weapons. So essentially, as you can see, these show up. Look like first it was 2 minutes, now it's 4 minutes. So the longer you stay online, the more of those you're going to get, the more little rewards you're going to get. I don't know if that's infinite or whatever, but it's just the way that the game is trying to reward players for essentially staying online and playing. So let's continue through these quests from the mayor. He's got a big old head. So let's go ahead and complete that, continue, and what does he want us to do? Your first skill point. So he's going to show us how to deal with skills, which we wanted to go to anyway. So it looks like we've got a couple of different trees to go through here. We've got Retribution and Protection, which is interesting to see that they called them Retribution and Protection, especially since, you know, Retribution is a very well-known skill tree set from World of Warcraft, but hey, I'm guessing that they don't care. But what can we do here? So we've got Fierce Attack, which deals melee damage to a single enemy, and then we've got Iron Blood, which permanently increases your physical attack, which that's not too bad. That looks like quite a positive skill to use. But let's look on the protection side. We've got Shield Strike, deals physical damage to a single enemy within melee range. And then we've got Earth's Blessing, which permanently increases your physical and magical defenses. Well, you know what? Right now we're going to go for all damage. So let's just go for the permanent increase to all of our attack damage. So there we go. Our skills are assigned. So basically, make sure you know what you're doing, because once you assign them, there's no confirm or anything like that. It just goes right to it. So like we were talking about, there is pets, and you've got all kinds of stuff going on here. It looks like, you know, change, rebirth, morph, change, feed, all kinds of craziness going on with the pets. So there's a lot of depth as far as the pet system is concerned. Then you've got your mounts, and you've got a whole bunch of different stuff here, and we can move all this stuff around. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with the whole layout and the way that everything seems to be working, especially since this game is 100% browser-based. There's no client download. Basically just log right in and you're ready to go. So as you can see, you've got different mounts. It looks like you can house up to 3 mounts, and then you've got different quality, level, and experience, and then you've got hit point aptitude, all kinds of different attributes for them, and then you also have what looks like possibly some skill slots, but it looks like you can upgrade your mount to different things based upon different materials you can find, so a lot of depth in the mount system as well. So we already looked at wings, we looked at skills. Now the game does have an AFK mode, which you can essentially pick the type of monsters that you want to fight. Let's actually head outside and get ourselves into some trouble. Let's turn this in actually real quick. So real quick, we'll turn this in. First skill point. If you're learning a skill, you can use your mouse to drag it onto you, but I didn't learn one that I'm going to drag onto there, so that's no big deal. Fighting monsters, you use that, blah, 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 blah. And Wandering Vendor. So let's, I'm guessing this is going to take me outside. Thankfully it did. So there we go. So you've got different zones that you're going to have to load up. So unfortunately, it's not a quote-unquote just constant persistent open world, but that's all right. So here we go. We're going to get into our attacking, and we need to, what does he want me to do? So requires 2 Vulture's Blood. So we need to take out a couple of these guys. So we can just click on them, and away we go. We just start wailing away on them. Now, you can see we could take and go in here, press the space bar after defeating monster to automatically loot its treasure. So there we go, we hit the space bar, automatically picked it up, and we got 1 Vulture's Blood. So we can see here we've got nearby monsters, a Vulture and a Grizzly, achieve first blood. Now we can take and we can set this up, and let's go into our inventory. Where's our inventory? There we go. So we could set all this up, drop this in here, and do this, drop that even lower, put our different potions there. Let's auto repair equipment. We can also buy different stuff 2 times. It looks like we start with an hour, and we can up that with different crystals that we get and stuff like that. So let's close this out. Let's enable that and go ahead and let my little character start running around. We did get another little item out of our claim, but I don't see it anywhere. So that's all right. But it's kind of cool, and you know, a lot of times people were like, well, I don't understand why these games have these AFK modes. Well, you know, a lot of these Eastern developed games are more about the social interaction, so they want to continue to actually fight and complete quests and things like that. So they'll have these AFK modes, so you can go ahead and do that. Then you can be social with people, you can talk to people, you can chat, you can talk to your guild mates, all that different stuff. Also, a lot of times they want to get you more towards the end game content, or the end game. In this case, you know, the game is very PvP centric, so they want to get you more towards the end game PvP stuff. So they create these AFK modes. Now, obviously, I can only do an hour a day, except when I get enough crystals to increase that. Like you saw down here, I can actually add time to my AFK. So it's not this thing where you can just AFK all day long either. So I leveled up again, so I'm level 5. I should have a new skill. Let's go new skill point. Nope, no new skill points, but I definitely know that I got some more attribute points. Yeah, so I got 6 more. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna dump all these in strength, so I can start wailing on these guys a lot harder. So there we go. I went from doing 62 damage to high 80s and 90s with just those 6 points in strength. So definitely worth it to pour all the early into strength. But it says right here, keep up the good work. You can tame your first pet at level 10. So I'm halfway there. So, but you can see I've got my little AFK icon going on right there, and I'm not really taking too much damage. I'm getting a lot of this Vulture's Blood though. But let's go ahead and let's take off this AFK mode. Let's disable that, and let's continue killing this guy. Then we'll pick up his blood, and let's go turn in this quest. See how many more quests there are, and see if they're just the standard fare where you need to kill X number of monsters or whatever and whatnot. So we're gonna get a weapon shard if we do this healing herbs quest. So we need to go find Hypocus grass. So requires 1 open inventory slot. So let's close that. Each class has 2 skill trees which you may learn from. Don't worry about making mistakes. It doesn't say exactly when. It says in the near future I'll be able to reset all my skill points. So that's kind of cool. So let's head off to wherever this grass is. And then we've got our full quest log. So I'm guessing eventually we'll have a whole lot more quests here, not just one at a time. As you can see, you've got some different monsters here. You've got some little young grizzlies and stuff like that. So here are Hippocus grass. So let's click on that and we should start picking it up. There we go. So we're going to start collecting it. Pretty easy stuff. We just click on it and it starts collecting we've got our little animation there. So we've got the ability to just hit tilde and start targeting stuff and attacking. But we completed that quest, so let's go ahead and turn that in while we look at some of this other stuff. We saw our quest already. Am I going to walk under the bridge? I don't know. Maybe that was walking on the bridge. It kind of looked like I was walking under it. Kind of weird graphical glitch there. So let's go ahead and turn this in and get our weapon shard. All right, we leveled up again. And then if we do this quest, we'll get some starter boots. So levels of Fallen Noble, Bear Paw Valley. So deliver the calming potion to Layla, it looks like. So it's pretty tough to read some of this stuff, but I also, I'm guessing that this is designed for a much smaller screen, and I'm at 1920 by 1200, so that's probably why I'm getting some smaller text. But some of this stuff is definitely, you can tell it's definitely designed by an Eastern developer. So you can always, there's always some telltale signs. But so far the translations have been very good. There haven't been any translation issues, which is always nice to see. So it looks like we're constantly getting quests early on that give us a lot of different bonuses and stuff like that. So we did get a couple of different items here. We've got our starter gloves. Go ahead and equip those. A weapon shard. Collect 3 shards to receive an upgraded weapon. Shards obtained through completing quests. Okay. What else we have here? Simple mask, but that's for a rogue, not for us. Torn robe for a priest. So it looks like we're also getting a bunch of different items for different classes and stuff, which is kind of cool to see those as well, that the game does hand out a lot of different items. But we did get these starter boots, but I can't wear them yet, not until level 7. See a bunch of different hot items here from the store, which is kind of cool. So we got to take out some young grizzlies. So I think we can start wailing on these guys pretty quick, take them out pretty fast, and they go down. They're level 5. Not a problem. I could turn on my AFK, but there's no need to do that. We can just go ahead and start knocking these guys out real quick. So then you've got your friends list, you got party, and then you've also got guild. I'm guessing the guild really comes in handy later on for any type of dungeons or harder boss monsters, stuff like that. Also for the PvP stuff that comes later in the game. So let's go ahead and complete this quest, get our health orb bound. There we go. Reaching level 10 not only allows you to tame a pet, but also rewards you with your first set weapon. Only 3 levels to go. Alright. Then we got a starter necklace for doing this quest. And what does it want us to do? Use the water tester. So let's click on that, and it's going to head us off in the right direction. So let's close this out, and we're heading off to the next zone. Let's see, did we level up again? I think we did. I think we've got some more points. Yeah, so let's dump these into strength, because I'm not taking any damage. I just need to do more damage. So we got all kinds of weird little monsters, little plant monsters and stuff like that. So double click to use that. We'll use our little water tester on the very bland looking water. So I don't know if I get in different places if the water's gonna look any better, but this looks pretty bland other than the little bubbles that are popping up. So pretty interesting stuff. But let's cruise around here and see what we can find. There's different monsters. There are different boats and stuff like that. So you can see, I mean, definitely a little like lush environments and little things like this little washed up bottle on the shore. Got some little crabs and plants, and so it really did a good job of putting all these things together in making a nice little game world for everybody to enjoy. Let's go ahead and turn this in, and there we go. Well, we didn't make it to level 10, but we did make it to level 7. I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. Please don't forget to comment and tell us anything you liked or anything that we missed. And also don't forget to like this video. We do appreciate it. If you'd like to play or learn more about Crystal Saga, you can read our full review at MMODen.com or just click the link in the description. Till next time, thanks for watching.